Hey everyone, Alex here today, and as you can see, I got some gameplay footage of Dota 2. The reason I got Dota 2 here is because this is the game that I've gone 100% into in the last month or so. To the point that, frankly, I haven't played anything else. I played one good day of EVE Online, and I made a video about that with my discovery of the station at N-6. And I made a video of the Secret World, but really the vast majority of the time has been on this particular game, Dota 2. Of the games that I have put by far the most time in, there would be three of them. EVE Online, Guild Wars, and Dota 2. I used to play Dota 2 every single day a couple of years ago. Frankly, before I got married. And more recently, I have gone all back in again. And at this point, I'm beginning to wonder why. Well, personally, I know exactly why. And that is, a part of me has a very big competitive streak. I'm a very competitive person, to be quite honest. I don't normally sound like it. And for a long time, I didn't think I was. But in reality, I am actually very competitive. This is something that I've learned actually in my education career at the university, and also to a certain extent playing games like Dota 2, playing Guild Wars when there was a big PvP scene, and several other PvP games, fighting games being another example. I remember one time I was playing with a friend of mine, and we were playing Soul Calibur, and we played 100 matches straight in one sitting. 100. It was match after match after match for a whole Saturday, because he was on this huge winning streak, and I just didn't give up, and I was going to win. He was playing Keelik, I was playing Ivy. He was absolutely murdering my character, and I just wanted to get to the point where I started winning, and towards the end I did. And finally I gave up. He was just laughing at me the whole time. That just gives a sense of my competitiveness. And recently, Dota 2 has really scratched that itch. But in any endeavor, it's always worthwhile to think of the larger objective or the larger accomplishment of what, or the larger goal of what someone wants to accomplish. Dota 2 is not an end in of itself. There are people who have made this a professional career. If I dedicated enough time, I know with my outlook and the way that I approach things and the way I approach competition, I could be a pretty decent player. I don't know if I would be all the way up to pro, but I could make a good go at it. But the fact of the matter is that the time commitment would be absolutely enormous. We're not talking hundreds of games, we're talking thousands of games, and that is no guarantee that I would ever be noticed as a professional or a competitive player. And as I've been doing this, as you have also probably noticed, I have not done a whole lot with the YouTube channel. I wish I could say that I was busy with work or I was busy with life, but in reality, I've been really focused on this. And that's just how I get. That's just my personality. When I really become focused on something, I become extremely focused to the detriment of essentially everything else. Maybe that's a mark of someone becoming very good, but again, to what end and for how long, and is it even viable? I want my YouTube channel also to grow. I mean, I'm also competitive in that. But there's only so many hours in the day. I work at least a 9-hour shift every day, sometimes 10. That's just my work schedule. That doesn't leave a whole lot of hours during the evening. My wife is in school right now, abroad, so that's also another reason why I've had more time, and still do have more time, to pursue both YouTube and extend my competitive streak here in Dota 2. Of course, this match here is not a good match at all, but it is a match I took some gameplay on. I was playing Bane, which is a very good and interesting support character, a good disabler. But it was one of the first matches that I played with him. That being said, I've had to really sit down and come to a conclusion, really come to think. So the point of the video is this. I'm at a crossroads of, do I really focus on YouTube? Do I really focus on going a whole broad cross-section of games? Or do I focus on one? And in this case, Dota 2. Or maybe EVE Online. I don't think I can make Dota 2 into its own dedicated channel. There are several other dedicated channels that are better than mine, more professional, and they're frankly much more experienced at the game than I am. My MMR is nowhere near high enough to be considered a professional or authority or even adequate as a player. I could probably do a long-running series of how to raise my MMR, or the journey that it would take to raise my MMR, but even that has not been all that successful. I like to win. I am very competitive, and I hate losing. But I'm also of the point that I should always learn something when I lose, and I have. And actually, my ability and my scores, my gameplay in Dota 2 in the last week and a half has actually gone up quite a bit. MMR is just starting to pull up a little bit, although it's got a long ways to go. I'm not going to say where it's at, but it is way too low to even be considered a competent player. Realize that the people that are very good and are very professional, they have thousands and thousands of games in. And that's like man years of playing this game. They've been playing this game since it was released, or before then, with Dota 1. And I'm way behind that. So what I would like to do is to refocus myself. And that being said, I think I need to steer away from Dota 2 to a certain extent. I really do like the game. I mean, when you win in Dota 2, it's just the most exhilarating feeling in the world, particularly if it's a close match. Today I had a match that lasted for an hour and 20 minutes. We didn't win, but it was an incredible match, and it was a slugfest, and it was a lot of fun. But while I'm doing this, I can't work on my YouTube channel. I mean, the hours are just simply not there. If I could do this full time, I could probably do both, but I can't. I like everyone else, work in the real world, and I got a family to support, and I got jobs to take care of, I got work to do, and I got life. So where I put my time is the huge question. Where to put my time the most efficiently, and frankly, at this point, I've had to come to the conclusion tonight that it's not Dota 2. Not in the concept of growing my channel or trying to create something, whether it's a YouTube channel, something to give a second source of income, or even a primary source of income, where I could do this full time. Dota 2 is not it, and that's a realization that I've had to make. It does scratch that competitive itch, but maybe I can find another avenue to do that. If you are interested in seeing my approach, my take to Dota 2, I'd be glad to make it. My real hope is that I can combine the two, Dota 2 and my YouTube. But I don't think that I'm at the high enough level or caliber where I can really provide anything of value with Dota 2. I can in EVE Online. I can in Guild Wars. I can probably do some other things, but when it comes to Dota 2, I'm a small fish. And there are very big fishes in this pond, particularly right now with the TI coming up with the international tournament. It's always a dream, and one should always follow their dreams, but always check it with some reality as well. It doesn't mean we give up, but maybe there's a point that we have to reconsider or replan or re-strategize or take a step back and say, okay, is this really the best way to do it? Yes, there's a point where you have to really push against the wall and endurance will do it. But there's other times when you have to sit back and like, okay, is this really the best strategy in what I need to do? So it's a little bit rambling here, but again, I'm caught between two things. Do I put all my hours in Dota 2, or do I really put the hours into creating and developing my YouTube channel? And there's not enough hours to do both. And I have elected to, at this point, really concentrate on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to be toning down on Dota 2. I'm not going to say I'm leaving completely or whatever. That's not reasonable. I think I really do enjoy this game, and I have put the hours and time into to get better at it. And I will do that to a certain level, but it will nowhere be the amount of hours that I had in the last couple of months, where frankly I kind of disappeared because I was pushing 3, 4, or 5 matches an evening after work. Trying to get better. A lot of times I didn't get better. You know, I had a losing streak of 10 matches in a row. That was unbelievable. So I'm going to refocus myself. I think it's something I need to do. I think it's for you, the audience. I think it's really what you deserve. And it's something that I've not been able to provide, particularly the last month or so. I got a couple videos up. Some good ones, but at this point it's not matching with my objectives in creating something that could be at least a secondary source of income or a secondary profession, or maybe replacing my primary one, because it's not going to be Dota 2, not yet. We'll see. Always subject to change. I wanted to get this off my chest. I know this is rambling, and ideally it is. But I think it's something that I wanted to say. It's something I've been wanting to get off my chest, and I think it's something that you, the audience, particularly those from EVE Online and from Guild Wars, deserve to hear. You know, where have I been? You know, where's Alex? I mean, he's made some great videos, and now he's been gone for 2 weeks. What's he been doing? Well, Dota 2. You know, if I had thousands and thousands and thousands of hours where I could make videos on, you know, tips and strategies, like I've done with my other videos, I could do that. But I'm nowhere near that level, and I know that. And they're frankly very good channels. You know, Dota Alchemy, Purge, a whole bunch of others that are extremely good, and they have much better advice than I can give. So it's time to rethink this. First impressions videos, reviews, commentary on general gaming issues. Those are all things I can do, which, and frankly, I have not done in the last couple of weeks, and I think that it's time to change that. And I've had to really sit down and think this evening, where am I putting my time? Because it's not in a place that's, I feel, is very productive, or is not going to be productive for quite a long period of time. So I'm going to leave you here, folks. I know it's rambling. I didn't mean to make it that way. But again, it's just something I want to get off my chest, and it's also gives me the focus to redouble my efforts and get back on track here. So anyways, I'm going to leave you here, folks. Have a great evening. I will hopefully have some new content for you soon, and we'll go from there. And wish me luck. It should be exciting. It should be fun. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.